What's good? It's your man Reuben Wills back in the cut, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, Rebellion Gang, I'm back. Yes, I know it's been a long time, and I just feel so happy to be back, man. It's been a long time. It's been too long. But I'm back, and welcome to the Reuben Wills Podcast, episode 1. Yes, so in this episode, guys, we're going to be ranking Rihanna's albums from worst to best. So I'm going to be going through each album and giving you guys my memories and my commentary on each album, starting from my least favorite album to my most favorite album. If you guys are new here, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on my post notification bell, guys. That is like the most important thing these days in 2020, because YouTube be capping. So please turn on my post notification bell and like this video, guys, if you enjoy it. Okay, fam, welcome to the rebranding of my channel. Now, I took some time off YouTube over the COVID-19 lockdown period, and I had to regroup and get myself together, and now I've come back and I'm ready to take YouTube by storm again. I'm recharged and ready to go. Now, I'm still going to have a lot of different mixed content coming on my channel, but I'm going to be doing these podcasts on YouTube. I'm going to be doing reactions as well, so don't worry, guys. I'm still going to be doing reactions, and I'm going to have a new schedule each week and a scheduled time when each video comes out going forward. So subscribe to my channel if you want to see more lit content like this. Come subscribe, man. You know you want to subscribe. We stay lit on my channel, so you know what to do. Let's rank Rihanna's albums from worst to best. What are my thoughts? Okay, first off, let's start off with my least favorite album by Rihanna, A Girl Like Me, released on April 11th, 2006. Now, don't get me wrong, this album does have some good songs on it. But overall, I feel like the album kind of had a lot of filler tracks in it. If I had to choose my favorite songs from that album, I would say the standout tracks for me would be SOS, Unfaithful, We Ride, Break It Off. Yeah, I'd say those would be my only ones that I would choose from that album. But I remember when SOS came out and she was in the green fit, and she was looking fine. She was looking mighty fine in that video. And that's my favorite era of Rihanna in terms of that youthful look. She was my crush at that time back in 2006. I just love her hair when it was that kind of dark brown red hair color. I just love that look so much. Now, Unfaithful, man, that song was a smash hit. I remember when the music video came out, I remember watching it all the time on MTV, and on a channel in New Zealand we used to have called Juice TV, and I used to just think, man, she was so beautiful, you know. And that song really, took her to the next level, I think Unfaithful solidified it for me that she was going to go somewhere, that she was going to stay in the music industry. It was a song that kind of showed her strength. I just liked the sonic sound of that record. It was just giving me something that I needed. A well-written song, And then We Ride as well. We Ride was a vibe. I always remember her driving in the Jeep in the music video. Even though that song kind of went under the radar a little bit, I still mess with that song. So overall, that would be my least favorite album from Rihanna, just as a whole. But I did enjoy some of those songs, obviously. But I like the picture on the album cover. She looks fire on there. That's my favorite look of Rihanna, but probably my least favorite time in her music career. If I had to give a rating for this album, I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. I gotta be honest. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Do you agree? Okay, moving on to the next album, Music of the Sun, which was actually her debut album. I remember when this came out, clear as day, on August 12th, 2005. She smashed the charts with Ponder Replay, And I honestly remember thinking she's going to be a one-hit wonder when I saw the music video and I heard the song. I thought she looked fire, but I was like, this is going to be one of those one-hit wonder moments. And yo, I was so wrong. And then obviously when she came back with more and more music, it just kept going. And especially once Unfaithful came out, I knew, I was like, okay, she's going to be around to stay. But my favorite songs from Music of the Sun would be Ponder Replay, If It's Loving That You Want, There's a Thug in My Life, and Let Me. Now, the thing I like about this album is that it had more of a reggae vibe to it. Obviously, it was her debut album, so she was kind of like the Barbadian girl from the islands, kind of reggae music vibes with a little slash of R&B, I guess. And that was kind of the way they were packaging Rihanna at that time. And it was kind of like her debut into the music industry. So it makes sense, and I understand why they did that. And I guess Music of the Sun, she's like that island gal, you know, the island girl. So I understand that. Whereas A Girl Like Me was kind of still had some island themes in it, but it was going a little bit more to like the R&B pop vibes. But like I said, A Girl Like Me had too many filler songs that were kind of just, they were just like forgetful songs, you know? You feel me? But yeah, I like the island vibes of this album, and it's kind of one of those albums you listen to when you're like going to the beach, or if you're going on a road trip, or if you're just on vacation or something. This is the kind of album you want to listen to. Now, it's not her strongest album, obviously, but I think I overlooked maybe the vocal delivery and some of the songwriting in favor of the beat and the way and the vibe of the album and how it makes you feel. It just gives you that vacation type of vibe, and that's what I love about this album. I love her video for If It's Loving That You Want from this album because she looks so bright. I love the bright colors, and just her being on the beach is like, it's that island vibe that we got to know her for, you know? So overall, if I had to give her a rating for this album, I would give this album a 6 out of 10. Yeah. I think that's fair. What do you think? Let me know down below. I think that's fair. Okay, moving on to the next album. As we go further along, I am getting closer and closer to my favorite album from Rihanna. So keep watching. Click that like button, guys. Can you guys guess what my favorite Rihanna album's gonna be? Okay, so the next album in the ranking from worst album to best album is Talk That Talk. Released on November 21, 2011. And this would have been when I was living in Australia. That was a time where dance music was supreme in 2011. Dance music, EDM music, just the whole party craze was massive at that time. People that were like popping in Australia at that time was DJ Havana Brown, Justice Crew, and then overseas it was like Cobra Starship, it was Pitbull, it was Enrique, it was Lady Gaga, it was LMFAO, all those kind of dance vibes at that time. And obviously we had We Found Love from this album. Some of the best tracks were Where Have You Been, You the One, Talk That Talk, We All Want Love, and Watch and Learn. Those are probably my favorites from this album. And We Found Love was kind of like a cultural reset. It kind of took the world by storm in 2011, and it just was one of those bangers that Calvin Harris and Rihanna put together, and it just smashed. And when I say put together, I mean by Calvin Harris and then Rihanna's vocals being on the song. Just took it to another level, and I think We Found Love was definitely one of the standout songs, man. For sure. For sure, for sure. And her style was kind of interesting in this era. She was kind of experimenting and kind of having a few different looks. It was kind of transitional at the same time as well. So I just like that year. That year, 2011, was one of my favorite years, along with 2008 and 2009. But yeah, that was one of my favorite years in music too. So it was a dope time. It was dope. Yo, okay, so the next one in the ranking is Unapologetic. This came out on November 19th, 2012. Now, my standout tracks from this album would be Diamonds, Jump, What Now, Nobody's Business, Stay. So this was at the end of 2012. By that time, I was living back in New Zealand. This was an interesting time in her career too. I feel like all of the different eras in her career were like so different. You know what I mean? Every era had its kind of vibe to it, and there was always something different going on in each era. And it was like she was kind of defined by each album in a way. Does that make sense? But I really like Diamonds from this album. It was a strong track. I believe it was written by Sia. I'm not 100% sure. Do you guys know? Leave a comment down below if you guys know. Who wrote Diamonds? But I just like the vibe of this album, the aesthetic of it. Just the overall production was pretty fire on this album. And obviously, the Stay record really was another standout moment in her career. It's definitely one of those songs that you always hear people singing. And I like Nobody's Business because I like that collaboration with Chris Brown. There's just something about them being together. It's just a vibe. It's just a vibe. So for my rating for that album, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It's getting up there. It's decent. Okay, so now we're getting to the top three. My top three favorite albums from Rihanna, and this is my top three ranking. Now, mind you guys, I won't be including Anti in this list because I actually never listened to that album as a full or as a whole, so that won't be included in this ranking, guys. So Anti is just not included in this list, but I do remember the songs Work, Needed Me, Kiss It Better, and Love on the Brain from that album. Those are the only singles that I knew from that album, and they were all fire, so those songs were amazing. Okay, so let's get to the top three in the ranking. What is my number three pick for Rihanna's albums? Rated R. Yes, guys, Rated R was released on November 23rd, 2009. That was the era of the blonde, short hair with a side buzz cut. The best songs from this album are Stupid in Love, Hard, Rockstar 101, Russian Roulette, Rude Boy, Photographs, Ti Amo. Now this album is actually really, really dope, and I like the creativity on this album. She really actually was in a dark space in her personal life at this time, but it actually brought out some really amazing music. I really like this album. It's a sleeper. A lot of people don't realize how good this album actually is. And if you guys haven't listened to it before, make sure you go check it out. Rated R. It's just, I won't say a masterpiece, but it's definitely an amazing piece of work overall as a body of work and as an album. I salute. I like this one. Obviously, Rude Boy, that was a smash hit when it came out. And everybody remembers that music video. But actually, Te Amo is actually a really cool song, and I like singing that one actually. It's got a real kind of Spanish vibe to it. Does anybody know the origins of that song? If you do, let me know. Stupid in Love is also another song that I like from that album. I was just listening to it the other day for the first time in ages, and I was like, man, I like this track. I just like the way that it was laid out, the melody, you feel me? And obviously, Hard was a cold song. I like that one always. The production is what did it for me. And Russian Roulette was definitely like a good, strong single to come back with after the whole Chris Brown and Rihanna incident. And it was kind of like she was back with a vengeance, you know what I mean? In a way. But Rated R, I would give this album a 8.5 out of 10. Definitely a strong album. Now remember guys, this is only my opinion, okay? So you may not agree with me, but just let me know what are your thoughts. Don't come for me in the comments. Just let me know your rankings down below. We can have a conversation about it. Okay, so now the second best album from Rihanna, in my opinion, is Good Girl Gone Bad, the Reloaded edition, released on June 2nd, 2008. Yes, it has to be the Reloaded edition with the 3 extra songs. The original Good Girl Gone Bad was released in June 5th, 2007, and then 1 year later was the Good Girl Gone Bad Reloaded edition. The best songs on this album are obviously Umbrella, Don't Stop the Music, Shut Up and Drive, Hate That I Love You, Rehab, Good Girl Gone Bad, Cry, Disturbia, Take a Bow. This is my second favorite era from Rihanna because I feel like this was her first international peak. I feel like she's had 2 kind of major peaks in her career, and this was her first peak. This is obviously from 2007 to 2008. And the fact that they did a reloaded version of this album is because the success at that time, the momentum just kept going and going and going. And I will always remember the first time I saw the Umbrella song on MTV. And I saw her there with the black hat, and I was thinking, what is this? Who is this? And then I realized it was Rihanna. And I couldn't believe it because I was so used to seeing her as like the island girl. And then all of a sudden she switched up, and there she was with a hairstyle of short black bob cut style, rocking out the song. And I was blown away, man. Now that was definitely a cultural reset. Cultural reset. Cultural reset. That song smashed across the world back in 2007, and I think it ended up being like one of the best songs of 2007 overall. It was just a moment in time for her, and I'm not sure if she won a Grammy for that. Did she win a Grammy for Umbrella, guys? Let me know down below. What song did she win a Grammy for? I can't remember. I feel like it may have been that, or it may have been another record, but you guys let me know. I can't remember everything. But yeah, that was a vibe. And then Don't Stop the Music. I love that song. It's still one of my favorites today. Definitely a party vibe. I love the fact that she filmed that video overseas. And she was actually too young to even be in a club at that time. So I guess that's probably why they filmed it overseas. That song definitely stands the test of time. And I know she had the whole controversy with the Michael Jackson sample in that song. And fun fact, Mariah Carey's backup dancer and boyfriend Brian Tanaka was actually dancing with her in this music video, so have a look for that next time you look at the music video. Shut Up and Drive, I always remember when that happened because she was looking fine in that video. Everybody remembers the Shut Up and Drive music video. Hate That I Love You was just a well-written song, and Neo and Rihanna together, it's like magic, just magic. There's been a lot of covers of that song over the years, and I might have to cover that song myself one day. I wonder who I could sing with. Rehab. Rehab, guys. Rehab. When I saw that music video, the even shorter black hair by that time, and the green dress and the earrings, and obviously JT. Obviously JT. Shout out to Justin Timberlake in the music video. I don't know, there was just something so mature about that song. I just liked the way it came across. It was like an earworm. It hooked me straight away. I definitely like Rehab. Cry is also a very underrated song by Rihanna. It's actually a really beautiful ballad. I like that song. I've always had a special spot in my heart for that song. And then obviously Disturbia was, originally co-written by Chris Brown. And then he gave it to Rihanna, and then she obviously did what she did with it, smashed it out of the park, and it became a massive hit. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Chris Brown actually co-wrote Disturbia. Yeah, look at me coming with the fun facts. And then Take a Bow came along, and they did 3 new songs on the Good Girl Gone Bad Reloaded edition. A lot of people say it's basically the same album, which it is, with 3 extra songs, but I guess it is considered a separate album at the same time. But Take a Bow, that song really took over my country here in New Zealand. It was a smash hit. Actually, I went to see Rihanna live for the Good Girl Gone Bad tour. Chris Brown was the opening act, and this was back in 2008 at the Auckland Victor Arena. which is now Spark Arena. I remember being in the mosh pit up the front. Actually, Chris Brown opened the show first, did all his set, and then Rihanna came out and did her set. And I just remember as soon as the lights went out, everybody rushed forward to the front, and I got squashed. The people that were with me got squashed. My mum got squashed. The lights went out, and then Chris Brown came down from the roof. They sung The Umbrella, but the Cinderella version together. That concert was my first concert I ever went to. Well, it's definitely the first concert that I can remember going to. I'll never forget that night. That was like a moment of time. And obviously at that time, that was in October 2008. Rihanna and Chris Brown were dating at that time. And then a few months later, obviously we all know what happened with the incident. So memories, man, memories. But I feel like Chris Brown and Rihanna were definitely like the prince and princess of R&B at that time. And they were just like a power couple, you know? It really was something amazing about their vibe, you know. But it's in the past now. It's in the past. But yeah, that's my memory from that era. I feel like that was her first peak. You know, it was just a huge time for Rihanna. Yeah, I just overall love the whole album, and I would give it a rating of 9.5 out of 10. I would give it 9.5 out of 10. Honestly. Okay, guys. So now we've come to the number one spot. What is my number one pick for the best Rihanna album? It is, yes, Loud, released in November 16th, 2010, which I can't believe is 10 years ago, but yes, that is the best Rihanna album in my opinion. Remember, my opinion. We're all allowed opinions, guys. And yes, that's what I choose. That's what I choose. I choose that as my favorite album. The best songs from that album for me would be What's My Name, Fading, Only Girl in the World, California King Bed, Love the Way You Lie Part 2, Man Down, Cheers, Drink to That. Basically every song on the album, pretty much. That just shows you how good that album was. Now, obviously, that was the era when she had the red hair, so it definitely stands out. Everybody remembers that time. 2010 was an era when music was really changing. She was really on the forefront of what was hot at that time. Only Girl in the World, massive, massive song. It's probably one of my favorite songs by her, to be honest. It's definitely in the top 5. Just the production of that album and also her vocals and just the way it came together. Shout out to Esther Dean, I know, who did a lot of the demos and backing vocals for a lot of the songs from this album. Esther Dean, shout out to Esther Dean, guys, if you don't know who that is. She did a lot of the backings for these songs and co-writing, I'm sure. But you can actually hear some of Esther Dean's vocals on the album. That's no shade to Rihanna, I'm just saying. The combination of Esther Dean with Rihanna is what made it so fire. It just made it fire. And yeah, those are my favorite tracks from the Loud album. I remember when Only Girl in the World came out, the music video. A lot of the times I remember her songs is when from watching the music videos. And obviously she's in the flower field. Just the way the beat came in on that track for Only Girl in the World, it just shook me. It shook me. Yeah, that song just went around the world and just blew up big time. So some other songs that were big were like S&M. California King Bed, I love that music video, and I love how it was kind of like a rock inspired or rock tinged kind of song. I like that, and I like singing that one. And I love that the Love Way You Lie Part 2. I like the way that song was written as well. Yeah, overall, I just love that album so much. You can listen to it now and it's still a jam. You know, every song, you can listen to it now and it doesn't even sound that dated. You know, it's still a banger, even to this day. So yeah, guys, that is my favorite Rihanna album, Loud. Do you guys agree or do you disagree? Let me know down below in the comments. Sound off. Tell me your thoughts. Am I right? Am I wrong? What do you think? Tell me your list of Rihanna's worst to best albums. Tell me your rankings in the comments down below. Join the conversation. Let's talk about it, guys. And whose album would you like me to rank in my next Reuben Wills Podcast episode 2? Let me know down below, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this new content. And subscribe. Click that notification bell. Otherwise, you won't get notified when I upload. And I know you want to be notified. So, thank you for watching, Rebellion Gang. What's your favorite Rihanna album? Let me know. Let me know, okay? And to the trolls and haters, say what you want. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just bringing you the entertainment. That's all I can do. So I hope you guys like these podcast type videos. I'll be back with the episode 2 very soon. Also, I'm going to be doing other videos on my channel. So don't freak out, guys, if you're wondering, yo, where's Reuben's reaction videos? I'm going to be doing some more reactions. So stay tuned. And just a lot of other content as well. But I had to switch it up, man. I had to switch it up. We're coming different in 2020. And I know it's been like 4 months since I posted a video, so it was time to come back. It was time to come back. And it feels amazing to be back. It really does. I missed you guys. I missed you guys, okay? Shout out to Rihanna. Side note, when do you guys think Rihanna is going to release her new album? Is it still coming? I have no idea. You guys know more than me. Also, let me know that down below. Alright guys, I'll see you in my next video, fam. But until then, stay fly, and remember, stay humble. Peace.